crazy story. We're about an hour and a half outside of Yosemite. We drove out here yesterday to some BLM land, and as we were driving out, we're like 2 minutes on the BLM road, we see somebody lighting a fire, and it's getting really big. They're like running away from it. You can tell that they tried to like control it, but they just weren't able to. So we immediately call it in. We call the fire in. They get, firefighters and police out there, but it ended up growing to about 3 acres. So we drive down this road. We're like, okay, do we stay or do we go? Do we, like, if we drive in, we're literally gonna get stuck. But we knew that there was water at the end of the road, so our goal was to make it to this lake. So we decide to keep driving. As we get to the end of the road, there's a gate, but the gate is open. So, I pull up my phone, I check, it says recreation area. We continue driving, pull up, we're letting the dogs out, playing in the water. As that's happening, a truck pulls up. This guy gets out of his car and he was like, "Did y'all not see the no trespassing sign?" And we're like, "Oh no, we're so sorry. We didn't see it. We just, thought we were on BLM land." And he's like, "Yeah, this is my property, but, are y'all boondockers?" We're like, he's like, "If so, it's totally cool. You guys can stay." And he ended up chatting with us and he was like, "Did you know that there's a fire? It's grown to 3 acres. So if the wind shifts and it comes over here, we're jumping in that lake." And I was like, oh my gosh. But he ended up being super nice, and we're staying in this absolutely beautiful space. Come on, guys.
So what is that, a GoPro?
We ended up kind of saving the property in a way, because we happened to drive by this fire as soon as it was starting. And what are the chances that we drive by the fire as soon as it's starting and drive onto this person's property? The gate was only open because he said the last time that there was a fire, the firefighters bulldozed his lake down. So he's like, well, I opened the gate because I didn't want them to bulldoze my lake or bulldoze my gate, and I'm only here to, check on my property because of the fire. So it all worked out, but he ended up being really, really cool. He brought us some like watermelon and cantaloupe, and yesterday was Toma's birthday, so he hung out with us for a little bit, and we had like the most amazing birthday. But today we're gonna have to head out of this beautiful space. We do have quite a few board and trains with us, so we're doing adventure board and trains. We wanted to give them that outdoors experience, so we've still gotta let a couple of them out, Muffin being one of them. But the guy who lives here does have a dog, so we don't want our board and trains to be out when his dog is out, just because we don't have any control over his dog. Not that the dog is necessarily bad, but we always just like to be extra careful, especially when we have other people's dogs.
course you do.
What was that? Sit down.
She tried to get the water bottle.
You don't do that.
When he was throwing it, she got it on the backhand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's bossy.
Oh.
She's once she hits 1.5 years, she gonna be pushy.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you're in for a ride for sure.
Yeah, because my red golden, she's my bossy dog. So like, she is bossier than my red golden.
Yep.
When I was up there with her, she kept trying to like sniff at Lucy's crate, and I was like, no, come on. And she's like, no, I'm gonna go over there. And then I was like, okay. And then I just like walked away from her, and she's like, wait, you know, and like immediately starts following me. I was like, oh my gosh.
Well, you saw what I did with the truck, right?
Yeah.
I just opened the door and I start driving.
Yeah. You're like, bye.
Yep, see ya. Same at the dog park. I left her and went around the block and came back, and she's sitting by the gate.
She's like, shit.
So bad.
That's what I tell people with like recall. I'm like, literally leave your dog and like commit to leaving them, because you do it one time and they're like, you're really gonna leave me. It's like the little kid who's like at the grocery store and you're like, okay, we're leaving, bye, you know. So we talked with the owner of the property. He came down to the lake with us this morning, and we kind of talked about how we kind of saved his life because we drove past the fire at just the right moment, and he gave us this eagle feather. All right, you ready? Let's get everybody loaded up. I'm gonna get in.
Hawk. Hawk. Up. Here. Crate. 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 All right, what do we got? A papaya?
Papaya. Some yogurt.
And an eagle feather.
Oh,
Looks fresh.
that's a good one.
Papaya with a view.
Loading up. Getting ready to leave this beautiful spot. You're gonna go in his van zone. Time to go. Private property sign that I did not see. So we're driving out of here, headed to Mariposa. But before we get there, we're gonna take our board and train dogs for a walk because we didn't really get to let them do too much this morning just because his dog was out. So I'm hoping that we can find a nice little hiking spot to take the dogs walking, or another access to the lake. That would be cool, but I don't know if we're gonna find that. It's also crazy too because I was like hesitant to come here. Like I was like, I don't know, I don't want to get trapped by a fire, you know, like that would be just absolutely terrifying. But we ended up doing it, and it ended up being this really awesome experience. Like, if we can find some shade, I'm gonna stop because Thomas' van does not have air conditioning in it. He has fans in it and it's very well insulated, but my fan has the AC in the back, so it keeps it extra cold. I don't have to worry about driving in the heat, but Toma does. So we need to find a place that has some shade here, but it's kind of tough because where we're at, like, there's really not a whole lot. Alright, I think we found a little shady spot. Nice. Past it though. Perfect. Here, wait, let's trade these.
Alrighty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man's head pick. Go.
This is Moose. He's with us from Arizona.
All the way north.
Moose struggles with being really pushy. And he's pushy with other dogs. He doesn't listen to other dogs' corrections. He's super pushy with me, which is why Toma's holding him right now, because
He's a strong boy.
he's strong. I'm tired of getting dragged around by these dogs. All right, next up.
Come on. No.
Right on. Muffin Bill Buffin. Sister. Love you. Okay, so the owner of the property said that you can actually see Yosemite from here. I know you can't see it in this, but out over these like cliffs over here, I think that's where you can see it. Okay, we're coming up on the place where the fire was. So there's a lot of like burned trees around here. The underbrush, like the green plants, are actually pretty fine. Whoa, this road is super bumpy. All of this is so just like black. And it smells like fire. Paved roads. So nice. So nice.
In the night when my body slept in my bed, my mind was running through the woods instead. 100 miles an hour in the fast lane, 100 miles an hour in my head. Vagabond dreaming takes me through the night, sipping whiskey by the river, living out of